Hey guys, it's Will here. I'm going to go through the markets again and some individual sectors and stocks that are looking good. If you've been watching my videos for the past quite a few weeks, you've noticed that hopefully I've been talking about the downtrend that continues, that I was negative in terms of the view of the market. Today I'm going to use weekly charts. So in TC2000, at the top of the chart, you can set this up however you like, but there's monthly, weekly, daily, and you get down to 10 minutes or even 1 minute you could do. But so I've got it on the weekly charts, and I'm looking right here. I've got a watch list with the main markets. If you'd like to get a free trial of TC2000 or $25 off your purchase, you can check out the link in the description below the video. Thanks for everybody who's signed up for that. It's a great product. It's a great charting program, and I've shown various features of it in each of the videos. But right now, if you're not familiar with this, I've got a weekly chart with some moving averages. So these are weekly moving averages because I'm on the weekly chart, and the red dots are volatility stops. So it's showing like the red dots generally show a downtrend. It might not be a long downtrend like this, but it kind of gives you a spot to potentially put your stops. And you can adjust where those, how wide those are. But I use it sort of as an indicator of, something to where to get in. So if we look at this weekly chart, we had a nice uptrend here, and then it broke this, and we have a downtrend. And you're below this 50-week moving average, but there's an 8 EMA exponential. And that is a nice line that can be used as well. And you can see that we're below it, and we've tried to hit it a few times, but we never got above it. So if you go to like even a monthly chart, you can see how there was this trend basically above the 8 EMA, and then we broke it. So they're all indicating kind of a downtrend right now. But so if you want to get involved in the NASDAQ, but on the short side, I've got another watch list called inverse ETFs, and there's a inverse ETF called PSQ, and you can see how when you look at the inverse, how nice it looks. It's come above the 50-week moving average, and this momentum is crossing up here. So that's one way to play it. If we go back, Dow Jones, let me just turn off the drawings, broke down below the 50-week. We got red dots. We're in a downtrend essentially. So one way the weekly charts help is you can see the trends easily, and also it avoids the daily ups and downs and sort of volatility that can stop you out a lot of times and get you scared. And so the idea would be just to wait till the end of the week and see where you're at with the candle. So each candle is a week long, and you wouldn't make any hasty decisions, but because a lot of times it can come back by the end of the week. And so in this case, you can see we're still in this downtrend, broken below the 50-week moving average. S&P 500, same scenario. Momentum downward. And what else? Russell 2000, same sort of scenario. This is the weekly candle right here. So they're all in downtrends. And the question is just where they're going to turn around. That's the question. So I don't recommend getting into any of those, but if you go to the inverse, I've got an inverse. There's PSQ, which is the S&P 500. Or the NASDAQ, I said. The SH is the S&P 500. You can see how it's gotten above the 50-week moving average now. We have DOG, which is the opposite of the Dow Jones. And RWM is the IWM inverse. So those are 4 ETFs you can look at. There's a whole bunch of other ones that have 2 or 3x inverse if you're interested in doing those. But if we look at the sector ETF watch list that I have, so I've got a bunch of sectors TC2000 has, if you go to watch list here, they have ETFs, but I made a watch list of just the ones that I like, and it's sort of in various sectors, and the volume is good, and stuff like that. So I filtered out all the ones that are like low volumes and repetitive ETFs. And so you can see that you've got the platinum and palladium, which is kind of parabolic at this point, but you've got commodities doing really well. Oil services is doing really well. Silver, metals, energy, obviously. I picked this one here, which is the natural gas. I thought with all the liquid natural gas that that's going to start to go. But I just look at the charts. I don't try to predict, based on news events and stuff. Gold, you got junior miners. Soybean. So these are the commodities, soybean and sugar cane. Utilities is starting to poke up a little bit. It's been kind of flat, but so we'll see what happens with that. Metals and mining. The copper's been going down a little bit lately, you can see here, which affects the metals and mining. So some of these are selling off because they've kind of been parabolic, like when you get this huge vertical candle, the likelihood of a pullback is likely. So once you look at these sectors and find strong ones on the charts, you can go into the stocks themselves and similarly find yourself, so that's a nice thing with TC2000. It shows you the stocks within the ETFs, and you can decide to, look at Halliburton or something like that and get in on the stocks instead. So it depends, like silver, obviously silver is just a silver trust. It doesn't have mining companies in it, but the gold juniors, for example, you could look at and try to find ones that are going to break out. So those are kind of like, obviously the commodity sectors and doing really well. If we go the opposite direction, I'll just turn this off. All the other stuff has been going down. Some of these aren't in the pre-market today, but just downtrends in the vehicles, the electric vehicles, the FANG stocks, all the technology pretty much. Cannabis has had a long downtrend. Even wood is pulling down in the forestry. So cybersecurity, that hasn't done as badly because there's a lot of cyber attacks now, but there's a chance that could turn around. But a lot of the tech has been beaten up pretty badly. And, at some point they will turn around. It's hard to know when. But that's all I want to say for today. Basically, commodities, metals, and mining still doing well. And, at some point the tech will take the NASDAQ and all that will bounce. But the weekly lets you see a better idea of what's in a continuing up or down trend. So right now, like with the markets, that's just broken down below the 50-week and sort of heading down. So we'd have to see a turnaround here in the momentum as well. So this is the price percent oscillator and the momentum. All right, we'll talk to you in the next video. Don't forget you can get TC2000 in the link in the description below. See you guys.